kind of like it's now or never. I feel like you're not going to move on this, so I'm going to let it go. And we talked in a restaurant, basically me going like highly verbal, why I'm a mess, and then like, and David was cool with it. And we met up the next day. I thought, he's not going to want to meet me again. That's it. I've ruined everything. And then, yeah, there was that evening that I kind of was like, I have to, you know, I don't know, make a move in response. And like, because I think I said, this, if we don't do something, it could be the worst decision of my life. You were watching. Yeah. And then, so I was like, it always feels risky getting into a relationship because you don't want to hurt the other person, you don't want to be hurt, but I was like, worth the risk.
I think for me it's silly. I think when we were walking down the street and then you were just making silly impressions of things, and I was like, wow, she's kind of smart, fun person. So it was that. It wasn't such a big
It
event.
wasn't a big
like
thing.
the sun was shining. Like it was like we were walking down the street and it was it.
Elizabeth's always been a joy. Always. She has always been such a lovely person, and people have been drawn to Elizabeth through all the years of her life, all the different places that she's lived. She seems to gather lovely people around her. It's a gift, and you are these lovely people today. When I thought about who we might be able to give Elizabeth to, it was a difficult one, because when you love somebody as much as we love Elizabeth, it's really hard to imagine being able to relinquish that responsibility for them, you know? And then I met David. I heard about David before because Elizabeth was saying he's a really nice guy at church. He's really nice, and you know, I went to visit in Barcelona, and David's very self-effacing, isn't he? He is not that man that sort of wants to stand out. I had my opportunity to have a little quiet word with him as we left the church in Barcelona one evening, and I said to David, we looked at these stained glass windows, and I said to David, they are enchanting, aren't they? And he said, enchanting. That's a good word, not used enough. And I thought, oh my God, yes. Oh my goodness, he loves words. Oh, Elizabeth loves words. Oh, you know, because of course that's. And so yeah, and the rest is history. I went to Barcelona again, and I had the talk with David in, you know, representing James and myself, watching you. I was doing. I don't know where the chills ran up and down David's spine. That was what I was aiming for, really. But yeah, he's a good man. He's a kind man, and I trust him. And I know that we can leave Elizabeth with David, and that you will protect her as she will put you first. And you know, we're so happy, David, to think that we have you as part of our family. You are our son now, you know, and we love you. We love you both.
Lizzie is my first daughter. I had 2 boys before her, and from the moment I picked her up, I knew I couldn't believe how happy I was. And she was small, she was my snuggle buddy. And so the nickname Honey carried on. So but she's wonderful. I love her. I'd like everybody, if you would please, to give a toast to the bride and her new wonderful husband, David.
The bride and groom. Cheers.
Last night, I entered their apartment because they offered their apartment to me so I could sleep there, and they weren't there because they were here setting up this magnificent wedding for all of us to, you know, take part of. And it's like I was peering into the life that they were created for each other. And it's a life I know it's a life David and I have been talking about since 2008. We were finishing university, talking about the men we were going to be. And here he is, 10 years from now, or 10 years right now, being that man, starting a life with Lizzie. And I was spectating the same way I was spectating in Barcelona when I first met Lizzie in 2015. David invited me to have a layover. We were going to go to Morocco, and we would walk around in the Champlain, and they were holding hands. And I never saw two people who were more in love. And pause number 4. Waterworks. Jesus. In all seriousness, though, Dave and I have been friends for 14 years. We talked about who we were going to be, and it's a delight to see that he's doing it. So, David, to you and the life you're carving up for Lizzie, and Lizzie for your insurmountable effort in crafting David to be the man he's going to be and that he is. And to life, and to love, and to forging ahead. Cheers to everybody.
And also for my mom, she couldn't be here, so I wish that she could. She can. And she raised 4 children on her own. Let's give a toast to the parents. And with that note, like for my mom being here, we also have like friends and family who are not here. Lizzie's grandparents, her siblings, my siblings, cousins, friends who we've met elsewhere, friends and family.
You take Elizabeth to be your wife, to have and to hold from this day forward, for better or for worse, for richer or for poor, in sickness or in health, to love and to cherish and to serve her till death do you part.
With this ring,
I pledge my life.
I pledge my life and love to you before God and these witnesses. I am yours. Amen.
Elizabeth, please take David's left hand and repeat after me. With this ring,
With this ring,
I pledge my life and love to you.
I pledge my life and love to you.
Before God and these witnesses,
Before God and these witnesses,
I am yours and you are mine.
I am yours and you are mine.
It's interesting to see like how we've seen so much life in the desert, like overabundance of life, which is something that we didn't expect. And we're so glad to have met everyone here. We're so glad with how this has come together. For example, putting up the bunting, the bridal shower by surprise, bachelor's party, the guitar, the food. We couldn't have done it without you because we won't have food. So thank you so much, everyone. Here's to friends. I'll just.
Yeah. Woo! The whole slice off.
Okay, let's cut.
People might want that.
Still cut it. Here messing up.
You can do it with the rest.
Coming out.
Do we need to feed each other?
Do we normally do this? Yeah. Oh, yeah!
Really? With your hands?
It's not a British thing.
I think they just made fun. We should use our hand.
My heart is like a singing bird whose nest is in a watered shoot. My heart is like an apple tree whose boughs are set with thick-set fruit. My heart is like a rainbow shell that paddles in a halcyon sea. My heart is gladder than all these, because my love is comfortable. Raise me a dais of silken down, hang it with bare and purple dyes, carve it in doves and pomegranates and peacocks with 100 eyes. Work it in gold and silver grapes, in leaves and silver fleur-de-lis, because the birthday of my life is come. My love is come to me.
When we first arrived here in New Mexico, we hated it. We really it was too dry. There was no public transport system. The sidewalks ended. Like we were saying that it was kind of a weird dystopian society. You know, like people have transformed into like these metal monsters with no legs, like cars, because we were the only ones using the sidewalk.
Most of you have heard this joke. But when I first got here, I've had the honor of being your third wheel, or as I like to say, all four wheels, because you didn't have a car.
but through time we've made friends.
Essentially, guys, I mean, it's been so beautiful for me to have you all here. I was really worried about having it away from all my family. But it's been so beautiful. All of you guys are amazing. Seriously, I've barely done anything. As David was saying, everything. The lights, the banners, the cake was made by Elizabeth. My gasha was made by Julie. My hair was done by Kaya. The point is that genuinely you've made this beautiful for us. You're both kind and intentional and caring. So I just have so much faith that God is going to use you to bless each other and to bless everyone that you are a witness to. My prayer for you is that you delight in loving each other, and that the covenant that you made today illuminates God's love for us as His bride and gives you a glimpse of His love that does not keep track of wrongs, but covers us over and empowers us. So remember when you struggle to find people to mentor you in faith and in marriage, and become mentors to other people. And just like your food preferences, your perfect pairing of sweet and savory. You're careful listeners and loving encouragers. You're funny and serious and candidly sharing your hearts and advice. So I'm honored to be a part of your life and here for you today, and we love you.
I was told, what can I say? I don't know what to say. People kept telling me, say thank you, Lizzie, for marrying me. So when I first Lizzie, it is as your mother said, that you just had this air of kindness and goodness, that you attract people with it. That's when I first saw you. And I don't know. I'm against mosh. So okay, just to sum up, Lizzie, you're a wellspring of happiness for me. We've just been together for 3 years, but it seems like we've been together for a long time. So this doesn't feel like a big change. Like I feel like, not like I'm losing my freedom, but we are more free together. And you make each moment more beautiful for me. To the bride. To the bride.
New wonderful husband.
And to forging ahead. Cheers to everybody.
To you all.